everyone, it's Nicole and Rue. Welcome back to the channel. For today's video, I have the newest collection from the indie brand Lacquistry. If you missed my last video on this brand, Lacquistry is a US-based indie brand. They have been making nail polish in the indie space since 2011, and they took a little break for a few years, and they are back and releasing some of the best and most beautiful indie nail polishes I've ever seen in my life.
I said what I said!
Spoiler alert, I was so excited about these polishes that I did wear a couple of them for personal wear before I did my swatch review. I try not to do that, but I saw sparkles and I wanted those sparkles on my nails. Since this is Lacquistry we are talking about, this release is not considered limited edition and they will in fact restock anything that sells out. If you are new to Lacquistry, they are a US-based indie brand. Their polishes are in 15 ml bottles. They do also offer mini size bottles for their polishes, although those are currently out of stock, but they will be coming back shortly. And their polishes are also 10 free and cruelty free. The Botany collection is available right now on the Lacquistry Etsy page, which I will of course have everything linked in the video description box, and they should pop up in the video as well. I received all of the polishes from this collection by the brand in gifted PR. This video is not sponsored. I do also have affiliate links for all the polishes because I am an affiliate with Etsy, so any kind of links that I post to Etsy are going to be affiliate links. So as always, in the description box, links to where you can pick these polishes up, the brand's website, social media pages, my social media pages, and of course timestamps as well. Let's get right into this video because it is sparkly. The first polish up is called Fresh Blackberry Sprout. The brand describes this one as a lavender green color shifting multi-chrome flaky, color shifting iridescent flakies, violet and lime green holographic glitters, hollow shreds in a fresh blackberry jelly base. Fresh Blackberry Sprout had a really good but definitely thicker formula. Fresh Blackberry Sprout is one of the polishes that I did wear for personal wear. When I was putting this one on for personal wear, I did add some nail polish thinner to my polish. I thought it was just like a smidge too thick for me personally. So I'm kind of surprised that the brand is describing this one as having a blackberry base. In my notes, I wrote that I didn't think this had like a base color. Let me see. If it has a tinted base, I feel like it's a super lightly tinted base. And there's just so much happening in the polish that you can't actually see the base very well. It's for sure on the darker end and it has like kind of an overall kind of purpley kind of tone to it. There is a lot happening in this polish. I feel like the main color that you're gonna see is like purple to magenta. There's gonna be pops of green. There's gonna be pops of gold. There's gonna be pops of pink. I will admit, even though that this was one of the first polishes that I pulled out to wear for personal wear, I didn't love this one.
That's my opinion!
I couldn't pinpoint why. I think it was just like a smidge too dark for me personally. If you're unaware, I'm not a huge fan of like darker color polishes, but I feel like this one, it just looks so sparkly, so I just like pulled it out. So it's a bit darker than I personally prefer, but I still think this was a really fantastic polish. Like it's so incredibly sparkly, and I really like how there's like all these kind of colors on the nail. I think I was really hoping that because there were just so many colors happening, that even though it was on the darker side, I could appreciate the sparkle. So I would say I did indeed appreciate the sparkle. I wore this one for like 3.5 days, I think. So I liked it enough to keep it on for 3.5 days, but I think it's just like a smidge too dark for me. So for my live swatch, this does show the polish with added thinner, but I still was able to reach full opacity with this one in only 2 coats. So I feel like if you don't love like a significantly thicker formula, you can definitely add just like a little of nail polish thinner to these and it'll still give you 2 coats opacity. There's so much sparkle happening in this polish that I could have sworn that there was reflective glitter in here. I'm honestly really shocked that there's no reflective glitter because there's just so very much sparkle happening. Because this is a polish absolutely jam-packed with stuff, it is going to dry down very textured. For my swatches, I built this one up in 2 coats. For my full hand swatches, it's going to be in 2 coats on its own with 3 layers of top coat.
Oh my God!
The only reason why there are 3 layers of top coat on here is because when I recorded the footage for the full hand swatch, I had actually been wearing it for 2 days by that point. So I added an extra layer of top coat just to make sure it was like nice and glossy. Because this dries down so very textured, it is going to be fairly difficult to remove if you remove it wrong. If you use the soak off method or peel off base coat, I found it removes very easily. When I removed this one, I removed it with the soak off method. I think I was soaking my nails for like 4 to 5 minutes, I think somewhere around there. I forgot to set a timer, so I don't know, but it was like around the 5-ish minute mark and it soaked off really easily. The next polish up is the brand's Earth Day polish and it is simply called Earth Day. So the brand is describing this one as having bright blue, green, lime, and aqua multi-chrome color shifting metallic flakes, grass green and bright blue holographic glitter, bright green reflective glitter, holographic flakes, and a grass green to blue shimmering shifting base. So I was cussing. In my notes, I was cussing for this one. This is absolutely beautiful. I was about to say this is basically if you took a peacock and jammed it into a nail polish bottle, but I'm now visualizing the act of doing that, and it's actually really graphic. So I'm gonna take it back, but I feel like you understand what I was trying to say by that, just ignoring the brutality of putting a peacock in a nail polish bottle. Yikes. Yikes. I would say that this is indeed teal, but it leans super strongly towards blue because there's just so much blue happening in here, but I would in fact put it in the teal family. Formula was fantastic, definitely on the thicker side, but not so thick that I found it difficult to work with or hard to use. When I had this one for my full hand swatches, as I was moving my hands around, I was seeing like a green to teal to blue with almost a purple coming in at more extreme angles, but I feel like the main color that you're gonna get is that kind of green, teal, blue family in there. And there's just like a whole lot of this stuff happening in here, all in those particular colors. For the flakies in here, you're gonna get a variety of sizes. I saw like on the medium side, I didn't see any like big old flakies. I am for sure coming to the conclusion that for Lacquistry, they put so many different components into each individual polish that because there's just so much sparkle and color shifty goodness coming at you from so many different angles, it's truthfully really hard to see each individual component with your naked eye. You're just getting like all the sparkle. And I love that so very much. Because there's just so much sparkly doodads happening in here, I was seeing kind of random twinkles of reflective glitter, but not like a boom reflective glitter moment. Like I feel like it just adds to just having a whole lot of sparkle on the nail. Because I was seeing, you know, the greens, the teals, the blues, I could not tell you what color the reflective glitter was. I just was seeing, again, sparkle. For this polish, I kind of been looking at this one as having almost that color shifting shimmer the brand mentioned. That's almost the background to all of like the glitter and flakies that you see on your nails. My full hand swatches are showing Earth Day in 2 coats plus 2 layers of glossy top coat. For this polish, I did 1 thick layer of a glitter smoothing top coat and then 1 layer of my glossy top coat. I feel like the glitter smoother does work really well for polishes like this. This does dry down fairly textured. You will for sure want at least 2 layers of top coat to smooth everything out. If you have a really thinner top coat, you might even need to do more than 2 layers of top coat. I found across the board for this brand's polishes, I usually do 2 to 3 layers of top coat depending on my mood and how thick of a top coat layer I go in for. Because this is glitter we're talking about, you are not going to want to scrub this polish off. Use the soak off method or a peel off base coat. I did not personally experience any staining with this one, but as always, if you're concerned about that, double up on your base coat. The next polish up is called A Day in the Tulip Fields, and the brand describes this one as having purple, fuchsia, green, and blue multi-chrome metallic flakies in a color shifting purple metallic base. There are also color shifting iridescent flakies and shimmer, pink holographic micro glitter, and purple reflective glitter. A Day in the Tulip Fields also had a pretty good but definitely thicker formula. I once again decided to add a little squirt of nail polish thinner to this one just to see how I felt about how it applied. I wouldn't say that this one was necessarily significantly thicker than some of the brand's other polishes. I just kind of wanted to play around to see how I felt about adding thinner to them, just to see if they're just like not as thick. I feel like if you're newer to applying nail polish, especially like super glitter heavy polishes, the level of thickness in these might be just like a smidge more difficult to work with. It's pretty easy to work with these going in for like super thin coats. I have yet to have any issues with this brand of polishes drying, even though they are on the thicker side, just FYI. So the overall color of this polish, I had major nostalgia vibes while I was swatching this one. I feel like the colors of this polish that you see on the nail, this is very much the color family that I think of as like the OG, like, oh my God, all of the color shifty goodness for multi-chromes. I feel like this is that colorway, the fuchsia, the pink, the gold, the green, the teal, like you get all of that on the nail. There is like a slight hint of blue at extreme angles, but I had a really hard time actually seeing it on my nail. Similarly to the last polish, I could not tell you what the base color was on this one. I think once again, I think the base on it is indeed a multi-chrome or like a super color shifting shimmer. As I mentioned a second ago, this one does have a variety of flaky sizes. So you're gonna get like small, medium, and large. I will say the larger flakes are a bit more sparse in this one. Like I wasn't getting like them big honking ones that I got in the last video, but I was seeing a couple of larger ones, which is how I ended up messing up my middle nail. Even though I did in fact thin this one out, I did still find that I was able to reach full opacity with it in only 2 coats. I feel like all of the flakies and glitters, they all kind of match that kind of multi-chromey kind of look on the nail. And I wouldn't say they kind of blend into each other and give off that kind of weird texture that sometimes happens when you match the multi-chromeness at all with like a multi-chrome flake on top of that in the same color. You can see all of them separate, and once again, it's super, super, super sparkly. As far as the reflective glitter in here, I could tell that there was indeed reflective glitter in the polish. I had a hard time pinpointing what color I was seeing. I could clearly tell in the bottle it was indeed purple, but once again, because there was just so much going on, I couldn't pick up the individual purple, but I could see that there was in fact kind of twinkles of reflective glitter. My full-length swatches show a day in the Tulip Fields in 2 coats plus 2 layers of glossy top coat. This is once again going to be a fairly difficult polish to remove if you remove it incorrectly. Use the soak-off method or a peel-off base coat. The next polish up is called Pink Gingham in a Apple Orchard, and the brand describes this one as having a crisp and juicy blend of red, green, pink, and blush multi-chrome flakes in an apple pink jelly base. There are golden rays of gold to green color shifting flakes, hollow flakes, red holographic glitter, and pinky red metallic flakes. Pink Gingham in an Apple Orchard also had a fantastic but definitely thicker formula. This is the other polish in this collection that I had already worn for personal wear. When I was wearing this one for personal wear, I once again did add just like a little of nail polish thinner to my bottle. Was it completely necessary? No, not really, but I just felt like with the length of nails that I have on my right hand and my not great painting skills with using my left hand, I just thought to add thinner to it just to make my life like a smidge easier. This is one of the few polishes that I've tried from this brand where you can definitely clearly tell that the base on it is indeed tinted. It is very much kind of like a pinky red color. I will fully admit I was a little concerned about this one staining me because reds are notorious for staining my natural nails. I didn't personally experience any staining with this one, but I was also wearing 2 layers of base coat on my nails while I wore this one because I was extra concerned about staining. I feel like the colors in this polish are very much the colors that you see in apples, and I love that. I feel like when we're talking apples, pink is often very regularly kind of ignored. Shocker, there are indeed very pinky red apples out there. There are even some that are just plain pink. I absolutely love the colors that you get in this. Like again, this is very much like apple-y kind of colored. I feel like this definitely has like super strong fall vibes as well. Although the whole collection kind of has fall vibes now that I said that. But I absolutely love this one, hence why I was wearing it. I actually had this one on for almost a week. I just took it off this morning. And even though I did add nail polish thinner to make this like a smidge thinner than it was initially, I did still find that I was able to reach full opacity with it in only 2 coats. Because once again, we were talking about a redonkulous amount of flakies as well as glitter. This is of course going to dry down very, 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 very textured. I used the soak off method. I had no issue soaking it off. It just took a couple of minutes, or you can use a peel off base coat if you don't want to do that. But this will of course dry down very textured because we have a whole lot of flakies and glitters. So this next polish up is called Vinyard. It is Vinyard without an E. I don't know what that means. I feel like there's a pun here that I'm missing and I don't get it. I did show swatches of this one on my Instagram story. So if you're not already following me on Instagram, you're missing out because I post a lot on my Instagram story of what I'm currently swatching. The brand describes this one as having varying green multicolored flakes, green and gold holographic glitters, green and chartreuse shreds, iridescent shimmering flakes, and a sparse sprinkle of gold holographic glitters in a multi-chrome Merlot shimmering base. Vinyard also had a really good but definitely thicker formula. I did not find this one was so thick that I needed to add nail polish thinner to it, but I did give this one an extra shake in my nail polish shaker, largely because when I first started swatching this one, I did not realize that there were holographic stars in here. And once I realized there were holographic stars, I wanted to make sure that I got out as many as humanly possible.
Chronic problem.
Across my 5 nails, I got out a total of 4 of the holographic stars. Did I get out 4? I wrote that I got out 4, but I feel like I'm remembering I only got out 3. Like I got 1 out on my thumb. I didn't get 1 on every nail. I'll just say that then. I did not want to fish for them. Once I read the description and saw that they were sparse in here, I didn't see a point in trying to fish for them that the brand described them as being sparse. So for this polish, I would say this is like the elevated indie version to like Holo Taco's sparkly. Like this is the sparkly right here. No shade to Holo Taco, by the way. I'm sure no one is going to be terribly surprised that a gold heavy polish like this is definitely up my alley.
I love gold.
I do wish there were a smidge more of those holographic gold stars. largely because for this polish, this is gonna be one of those kind of glitter polishes where there's so much happening in here that whatever you get out on your first coat, you're not gonna really see it very well once you put it in your second coat. So if you really want to see those holographic stars, I would really recommend trying to get those out on your final coat and not any of the coats before that, because you're not going to be able to see those holographic stars very well because there's going to be so much stuff layered on top of it. While I love this to pieces, I will say my one critique is I wish there was just like a little bit more of those gold holographic stars, largely because there's so much sparkliness happening in this one that I just found that the stars, they don't pop from the nail very well. They're just like one of many extra sparkly things, and I feel it's because there's so much sparkle happening that you really can miss them. So in case you're missing them, they're on my pointer finger and middle nail. Even though I have critiques about this, I would love to see this in more colors. I feel like this is a super kind of like swampy, grungy green. It's too pretty and sparkly to count towards Prugly, but I could definitely see this like heading in the Prugly direction. There are a ton of various sizes of holographic gold glitter in here. The shreds the brand mentioned are glitter shreds. I did find for this shade, this is probably one of the more textured polishes in this entire release. When I did my full hand swatches, I did a thick layer of a glitter smoothing top coat and a thick layer of regular glossy top coat, and it seemed to smooth everything out pretty okay, but I feel like for personal wear, I'm probably gonna have to add a third layer of top coat to this one. If you love green nail polish, I feel like you're gonna love this. There are a ton of different like tones and shades of green. You're getting like a grass green, you're getting like a chartreuse, you're getting kind of like a limey-ish kind of color, and then you're getting all the gold. And I feel like the gold is the star of the show here. I love green, but the gold is definitely the star of the show. I could tell that there was kind of like a darkish, reddish, or brownish color at the very base of everything, but I couldn't quite pinpoint what if I thought it was red or brown. The brand called it a multi-chrome Merlot, so I guess we're in the same kind of color family as like a reddish or a brownish color. This is gonna dry down incredibly textured. You're gonna want multiple layers of top coat to smooth everything out. You'll notice from my live swatch actually that my live swatch nail, I think one of the glitter shreds is kind of poking up this way. I didn't tap it down for the video. I added like a thick layer of top coat to try to smooth everything out, and I could definitely still see that that one glitter is still like poking up. If you buy this polish or any polish and you have an issue with like a glitter sticking up, as your polish dries down, you can just kind of tap your nail a little bit and it will kind of smooth that out just like a smidge more than just letting it stick up all the way. It's just like a glitter thing. Because this has a whole lot of glitter happening, it is definitely going to be on the more difficult side to remove if you remove it wrong. Use the soak off method or a peel off base coat for the easiest removal experience. And yes, you're gonna be soaking for a minimum of 5 minutes. I probably would say probably like 6 or 7 minutes with acetone. The final polish in this collection is called Plant Zaddy. Ooh, I like that 60. This polish is in collaboration with the nail artist Plant Nerd Broom over on Instagram. Lacquistry and Plant Nerd Broom actually have a collaboration going with this collection. There is a gorgeous hot pink shade. I'll put a picture right here that's being sold as a duo with this polish. I did not receive that one, so I don't have a swatch review for it, but it is available if you want it. I'm not 100% sure if Plant Nerd Broom also has their own indie brand. I'll have their Instagram linked in the description box if anyone wants more information on that. I'm back, y'all. I'm back, y'all. I'm back, y'all. Plant Zaddy is described as being a glowing melange of deep green flakies, holographic flakies, iridescent color shifting flakies, and 2 different colors of green holographic micro glitter. I said the last polish was for all the green lovers.
I lied.
This is for the green lovers. This has all the greens. I wrote in my notes that this polish has very strong dragon vibes. Like, I feel like if you use this one to paint in like scales to give like dragon scales for some nail art, I feel like this would look really, really freaking cool. It has a very strong kind of gold to green to blue color shift on the nail. I feel like this also would look really good for St. Patrick's Day. And I know St. Patrick's Day already passed by, but we're gonna have another one next year. So St. Patrick's Day. Formula on it was also really good, but once again on the thicker side. Not so thick that I had to add nail polish thinner, but definitely thick that with use you're for sure gonna need some thinner later on. Admittedly, I kind of goofed on my full hand swatches for this one. I foolishly thought that if I went in for a really thick layer of top coat, that I could get away with just 1 layer of top coat if I was fast enough. Spoiler, I was not in fact fast enough. So you can see from my full hand swatches that my nails are getting like more and more textured as the polish continues drying down. So don't be like me and double up on your top coat, or even triple up if yours is needing it. This is a super kind of chromey kind of look on the nail. I feel like the flakies that were used was a lot of like metallic and multi-chrome flakes. This, while it's still sparkly because there is glitter in here, It doesn't have as like the I can't see anything going on levels of sparkle. Like you can clearly see, you know, flakies and glitter. I love this color as well. Shocker. I would once again recommend using the soak off method or a peel off base coat for removal. Do not scrub this one off. It's going to be hell.
Don't do it.
Okie dokie, so final thoughts time. In case you could not tell, once again, I really love this collection. My excitement level for their releases is like up here. We are very high. So I will admit, I feel like because I'm super excited to see what this brand is doing, I have like a smidge amount of some personal biases because this brand I'm just like super excited about everything that they're doing. But I thought this release was really fun. I thoroughly enjoyed my time swatching these out. Since my last Lacquistry video, I will fully admit I have been wearing those polishes constantly. Like I'm at the point of re-wearing those polishes so much that I had to tell myself to wear something else. I have been swatching for quite a long time and it's super rare for me to be so excited about a release that I put the polishes on before I get them swatched. Usually I can control myself and let them kind of sit and then I get my first thoughts when I'm doing my swatches. Not this time. I needed those on my fingies ASAP.
I have a mighty need!
I got to wear them all weekend long. Yes, it was lovely. As far as my personal top pick from this collection, I feel like Vinyard is definitely going to be my tippity top pick from this collection, in no small part due to the sheer amount of gold in the polish as well as those gold holographic glitters. I think my game plan for this weekend, I'm going to wear this one on my nails. I had some very strong regrets that I didn't pick this one when I was wearing them last weekend. This is gonna be my weekend manicure. So I know I only had 6 polishes, but I'm gonna cheat and list a couple more favorites. My second top pick from this release is gonna be Pink Gingham in an Apple Orchard. The only reason I took this one off of my Cindy hand this morning was because I had one nail that was chipping and I didn't want to go to book club with a chipped nail, so I put something else on my nails. I love this pinky red gold kind of color feeling that this one is in. I also really love apples, in case you were unaware of this about me. I take great joy in apple season, so I don't know, it's apple themed. I really liked it. And my final top pick, because I am just cheating today, we're also gonna go with Earth Day. I freaking love teal. I love this very much. That's it, no notes. I just love it and it's making it to the top picks list for that reason. As far as pricing and sale information goes, the Botany collection is available right now on the Lacquistry Etsy page. All of the polishes in this collection are going to be priced at $14 each for a 15 ml bottle. The duo that features the polish that I didn't have, that is going to be priced at $26 for 2 polishes. None of the polishes in this collection are considered limited edition. They will be around for quite a while as long as the brand is able to restock them. I said this in the last video, but Lacquistry is a brand that's very low on the FOMO, so you don't have to freak out too hard about picking polishes up because they will be around as long as the brand can restock them. I would love to know what everyone else thought of this release. Are you planning on picking them up? Have you already picked them up? Have you tried Lacquistry yet? Like seriously guys, the polishes are so freaking good. Before we end today's video, I want to give a very special shout out to my channel members. Shenanigans, Story Fans, your names of course, all on the screen right now. If you would like to sign up for my channel memberships, there is a link for that in the description box, or you can click join next to the subscribe button. But as always, that is completely optional. Just like the video, comment on the video, share the video, hype the video up if you have access to that feature, and all of that is greatly appreciated. So just thank you all for joining me for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a lovely week, folks, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hey, do you want to be in the thumbnail? Can you look over there? I gotta do the mommy vlogger thing. Just look over there. Rue, you were quiet this whole... Everybody was quiet this whole time. And now we're starting. Hey everyone, it's Nicole. Damn. Seriously? Wow. You guys were quiet for hours. Hours. For today's video, I have the newest release from Lacquistry. Seriously? Do we just need to go back outside now? The Botany collection is a 8-piece, is it 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is not, in fact, 8. Ruth, that's not a chew toy. Hold on, everybody's just gonna get a duck foot. For those of you with dogs, highly recommend getting duck feet. If you are new to Lacquistry, their polishes are in 15 ml bottles. They do also offer, damn it. But I do have affiliate links for all the polishes as I am at, damn it. What color is Blackberry anyway? Blackberry color. Okay. So like a deep purpley color. This is actually when I was wearing the polish for personal wear. So that is no, Cole, cut that out. For my live swatch, my second top pick from this release is going to be Pink Gingham. Damn it, Pink Gingham Gangnam Style.
When I get high, I ain't looking at the clock, still ballin' like Brian. Yeah, I'm headed to the Bucks, then I'm ballin' like yeah.